everybody. Today we're going to have a look at the Boker Premium Congress. I like that name, Premium Congress. Premium Congress. Sounds like something you get off a really expensive prostitute. But it's not, it's a pocket knife. And here's a bit of the background. The thing that ties the various strands of the Boker story together is the tree logo. This goes back a couple of hundred years to a family tool-making firm in Remscheid in Germany. In 1829, Hermann and Robert began producing sabres. Clearly, at that time, everybody was at war with everybody else. And business was booming. So the family spread out. Hermann to New York, Robert to Canada, then Mexico, and Heinrich to Solingen. Over the years, there have been various interruptions to production for all the strands of the Boker story, and there have been changes of ownership, especially for Boker USA. So where does that leave us now? The current position, I believe, is that Boker USA no longer manufactures knives. What people would consider the proper Boker knives are still made in Solingen, and I believe that the high-end knives are still handmade. There's a separate but related company, Boker Arbolito, in Argentina. Arbolito meaning little tree. Boker also has the brands Boker Plus and Magnum by Boker, which are made in Taiwan and China. Okay, so where does that place this knife? Well, first thing you can see, the box is a bit scruffy. It says Tree Brand Classic. Now, when you take the knife out, there's a couple of bits of literature. A Boker USA warranty slip, and the Tree Knife brand instructions for proper care. And on here, if I can find the right bit, it says that the Tree brand is the recognised Boker trade name in the United States. So I think this, as it suggests on the box, is made in Germany, but specifically for sale through Boker USA. The knife comes wrapped in a little slip of greaseproof paper. And here we have the Congress. So we can bring that into shot better. The specs on this, closed, it's 93mm, 3 5/8. So if we put that next to the usual size comparison, the Victorinox Spartan copy, it's a little bit, just a little bit bigger. The large blades are both 57mm, 2 1/4. Now, I say both the large blades. This being a Congress has 2 large blades, and 2 small blades. And the way they are arranged is we have 2 back springs, and there's a large blade and a small blade on each back spring. We've got brass liners, a brass separator up the middle, nickel silver bolsters, fake tortoiseshell scales. Now this is, as I say, the premium Congress. This isn't a current model. I don't know what year this was out. The Congress models in the current catalogue are slightly different. But whenever it was this came out, there was, as well as the premium Congress, an ordinary Congress which had larger bolsters, which meant that you got less of the decorative material for the scale. Being a Congress, we have this concave curve on the back surface with the blades sort of bursting out in the middle there. Don't know why that is. It does strike me as a bit of a stupid design in that sense, because the curve bellies out on the blade side, it sets a limit on how big the blade can be, because if it was full size it would stick out. So if anybody knows why the Congress pattern has that curve that way, or if anybody can make up any sort of halfway plausible reason, I'd be very interested. All four blades have halfway stops, which is very nice. The fit and finish, well, on this knife the fit and finish are really two separate things. The fit is really nice for a knife in this price bracket. It cost me £33. The scales are fitted closely. The 3 pins sit very slightly raised, but that's only because they're domed. They're very smooth, and the badges, again, slightly proud but smooth fitted. But the finish, there are a couple of flaws, one of which is, I don't know if you can see on here, but you should be able to see on the close-ups. Whilst all the parts are flush along the back, there is some pitting there and there. And originally I assumed that it had been stored very poorly by the retailer, because when you look at the state of the box, it looks as though they've had it in stock for a while. It's possibly got damp, or it's had stuff piled on it. They've changed the price a couple of times, I think, and ripped the labels off. But given that these have a carbon steel blade, I would have thought that if that pitting was in storage at the retailer, then the blades would be in poor condition as well. And there is a mark on one of the larger blades, only a small mark, but not enough for me to think that that pitting occurred at the retailers. I think that was already there when it came from the manufacturer. The blade edges are okay. Oh, hang on. Not the sharpest, just ordinary everyday sharp. Not very bitey at the handle end of the edge, and you can feel and hear the toothiness. I think part of that problem relates to the other concern I have with the finish. On one side of the blade you've got a nice broad gentle bevel, but on the other it's very short and abrupt and barely there at all. And that's the same on each of the blades, and that does let it down a bit. Rather than just giving it a strop, I might need to get that on a stone and just make the short bevel match the nice big bevel. Not the end of the world though. The two big blades have a Boker Zollingen tang stamp on one side, nothing on the other. The two small blades have no tang stamp, and on one of the big blades we've got the Tree brand logo etched in there. So I think it is a lovely knife for the price. If I was to get something similar to this made by Case, for example, it would probably cost me, rather than £33, it would probably cost me £73, and possibly even more. You would see the difference in quality, but in this price bracket, as I say, I think the quality of this is really quite good. Nice positive snapshot from the back springs. All in all, a lovely traditional pocket knife. Weighs 77.7 grams, or 2 3/4 ounces, and both the small blades are in the region of 45mm, 1 and 13/16. So that is a nice little addition to my traditional pocket knife collection. Let's see if we can do the 4-blade thing like they show you in the catalogues without slicing my hand open. I'm not entirely sure this is a good idea. No, I'm not going to push it any further, but you'll see the blades in the close-ups. Hope you found that interesting. I think that's a nice little knife. Thanks for watching.